Yeah, I know. Don't know rights and shit. Sorry I gotta do this to you, everybody, but after doing the last video for the Blue Oyster Cult here at We Still Got More Rockin' to Do, bitch, like I said, I never want to edit stuff out, but I just didn't like the whole vibe of that video. I'll be honest, a couple days after, just wasn't feeling it for me. Tried to make a couple small jokes in there, and after seeing I was just like, those really aren't funny to me. So I was like, I'm going to redo the episode, so I'm sorry to have to do that to you. But we're here, 35th overall episode, redo, episode 10 of season 2. And like I said, sorry I got to do this to you guys, but I just didn't feel right about the jokes that I was making after I made them. Because jokes like that can end up hurting other people in a bad way. Because I didn't want, it just wasn't right. I just didn't feel it was right. So I'm gonna redo it. So sorry. We were at the Golden Nugget Theater last Friday night, 12/29/23, next to last concert of the year for me. I was also there with my friends Tony and Kelly, who came in from Illinois to come visit and hang out in Vegas for the holiday weekend, for the New Year's weekend, and to fucking rock out to Blue Oyster Cult. We ended up rocking out to the Grassroots the next night, so yeah, it was a good weekend. Hung out on Fremont Street, got to hang out with an old friend and his wife. I've been friends with this man since we were 5-6 years old, first grade type of stuff. And so it was cool to have him come out, his wife come out, and we had a good time. And it was a really nice weekend. I hope they enjoyed it too. But like I said, I'm going to redo this one here. And hopefully I don't ever have to do this again. I just didn't feel right about it, and nobody told me I had to redo it. I'm doing it. So, but Blue Oyster Cult, they're originally from Stony Brook, New York. They formed in 1967 under a band name called the Soft White Underbelly. So, and they would use that name throughout the 70s and 80s whenever they played really small venues, probably because they wanted to keep the Blue Oyster Cult name bigger. And they'd be like, we don't want to really play these small venues, but we need the money. Because who wouldn't want some extra money, and you get to play a little more, and we'll just use our other band name, but it's still the same band members. So their debut album was released in January of 72, so 52 years ago. And we were at the Golden Nugget Theater that I want to mention also, capacity. We had people on the sides. There's a couple empty seats, but the couple empty seats were nothing because we had a bunch of people on the sides of the venue that were just standing up and jamming too. So it was a good vibe in the crowd. Took the crowd a little bit to get going, but once they got going, it was a great set. And speaking of set, I actually have original copy of the set list, which they did amend throughout the night. There's a couple switches that they didn't originally have listed on here. They may have it in their heads. Be like, we're going to do this and this. And they're, all 5 of these guys had been playing together for quite a while. Some of them been together, 2 of them been together the whole entire time. Eric Bloom, who's a co-lead vocalist, songwriter. He does guitar, he plays keyboards. He's getting ready to turn 80 years old this year. He's one of the originals. You have Donald Roser, a.k.a. Donald Buck Dharma, and he's also a badass on guitars. Co-lead vocalist. I'm sure he's written a lot of the songs throughout the years. Danny Miranda on bass, who was with them for 9 years, from 95 to 2004, left, came back in 2017, has been with them ever since then. So he's been with the band for quite a while. Jules Rodino, he's been on the drums for 20 years. And the very, very talented Richie Castellano, he can play lead and rhythm guitars, he plays keyboard, he sings. I'm pretty sure he's written a lot of some of the newer stuff, including that song that we're going to cover later on, one of my favorite Blue Oyster Cult tunes here in the set list here in a minute. And before we get into the set list, though, I do gotta say, we still got more rocking to do, bitch. And into the set list, I'm gonna go. So the first song, Transmaniac on MC, off the first album. They come out with it right away, bam, right in your face. Good old rock and roll tune. Before the Kiss, a recap. That's the second tune on the set list, off the first album as well. Then they do Dancing in the Ruins, Career in Evil, Golden Age of Leather. And this is when you kind of feel the crowd start to kind of get a little more into it. Now they're starting to, okay, we're feeling you now. And then they do one, That Was Me, off the latest album. I'm pretty sure The Symbol Remains. And then one of the big 3 commercial hits they had, Burning for You, song 7. That's a lot of people know the tune. Just good old classic rock tune. It's got good rhythm. The vocals, of course, are nice and smooth and awesome. The guitar is badass in it as well. It's a great tune. 8, KG Cretins. Number 9, Shooting Shark. Number 10 is Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or what they say, ETI. So that was off the Agents of Fortune album, which I'm wearing the shirt for right here. Their most sold album, honestly, throughout the years. Tainted Blood was the next song off their latest album, The Symbol Remains. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know it for a fact, but just by judging on the stage, I'm pretty sure Richie wrote that, or at least I'd say most of it. I don't know for sure. I should have asked him, because I actually, after the show, we got to go to the Rush Lounge, because I have a friend who works at a hotel with me, and she, give a quick shout out to Kathy. Hey, Kathy. And she's got a friend, and her friend knows the band, and personally. Like, I guess, I don't know if they went to school together, but she knows Richie pretty well. And so they were all at the Rush Lounge just hanging out, and we went by there to say, hey, we didn't want to hang out too much just because the man just got off of work, Richie. He just got off work. He's rocking. He was jamming. He was all over the stage. He was jamming. He's on keyboards. He's singing. So, we didn't want to bother him a whole lot. Me, my friend Tony, and Kelly. We didn't want to bother him a whole lot, but we did sit down real quick right across from him. I asked him a couple of real quick questions, shook his hand. We all told him, man, you guys rocked. It was an awesome show. My friends, I made sure I told Richie, my friends flew out about over 1,700 miles just to see Blue Oyster Cult. And so, that's all we wanted to say. We didn't want to bother him. The man just got off work. Let the man rest. He wants to have a drink. He's talking to his old friends. He knew the lady that, like I said, that I work with. He knew her by name, too. So he just wanted to chill. He wanted to hang out. He wanted to chill. And so we went, me, Tony, and Kelly, we decided we got to meet him. This has been awesome. This has been more than awesome. Enough. We're good. We're good. We're going to go out in the Fremont Street. We weren't just really drinking. We were kind of people watching on Fremont Street and stuff. So, and I'm not one just sitting really a bar or lounge area, kind of just hang out. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to sit around him being all like starstruck and be like, man, I got to ask this guy about different, so just like let him hang out with his friends. He probably hasn't hung out for a while with her because he's touring. He's all over the place. And when you get a chance to see an old friend, you want to sit down and just chill for a little bit. And so we went back out into Fremont Street. But Tainted Blood to me is a really cool tune. A lot of older bands have been making music years ago. When they come out with newer stuff, it's like usually it kind of falls flat. This album that they had, The Symbol Remains, definitely does not fall flat. And the Tainted Blood song is really, really good tune. I'm telling you, it's worth. That's my favorite tune on the album. I'm not just saying that. It really is. Even before I seen it live, I was like, this is a good song. This is a good song. All right, sorry. I kind of got off track there, but my bad. Number 12, Astronomy, which is a good old classic. One of the more played live tunes I've read for Blue Oyster Cult. Then they go into one of the bigger hits they had, Godzilla. So that's pretty cool. I dig that. We dig Godzilla. And then they do a little thing called Buck's Boogie, which is not technically on the list. They didn't throw it in there, but like I said, it's probably something they have in their head. Like, hey, after we do Godzilla, we're going to do a little, let Buck Dharma get down, do a little thing, and then cut right into, of course, their biggest hit, I Need More Goddamn Cowbell, with Don't Fear the Reaper. You know we do. Dun, 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 dun. You know the song. You know the Saturday Night Live skit, and if you don't, crawl out from underneath that fucking rock. YouTube that shit, man, because it's hilarious. It's a hilarious skit. Hilarious. Just Saturday Night Live, Cowbell, and you'll be able to find it. It's that simple. All right. That was the main set. On the set list on here, they have 2 songs on here. They end up doing 3 songs, but one of the songs on here they don't even do. So pretty much only 1 song out of the 2 is right, and they did 2 other songs that they didn't list. First one's called Joan Crawford. Second one's called Hot Rails to Hell. And then, of course, they finish up with City on Flames with Rock and Roll. And it was really cool the way they finished up with that song. They kind of just did like it was kind of like all one big song. They didn't really pause between Joan Crawford and the others. At least I don't remember. I was in ultimate concert mode, so I could have just forgotten. But either way, it was a great show. They finished it up strong and hard. I hope whoever did see this video just kind of just erase it from your minds. You seen it, you liked it. Thank you very much. But I'm going to have you see this one and like this one too, if you all could, please. I think this is going to be a better one, honestly. And I don't want to be making jokes. Like, if you're going to make, like, try to make something funny, you at least want it to be truthful. And I didn't want these jokes that I'm just trying to come off being humorous, end up having the wrong eyes see it and be like, what is he trying to say? And then people get in trouble over that. I'm not worried about what happens to me. I just don't want other people who happen to swim in my shit. You know what I mean? And that's why I just felt, nah. I know I'm not an editor kind of guy, and I'm not going to edit anything out. I'm just going to redo it and just chalk it up to, hey, this is my first redo I've had to do in 35 episodes, not counting like 2 or 3 instant reactions. So, and like 3 Russian disclaimers. So I'm, sorry about that. Please forgive me. That's all I can really say is I made a mistake as far as I made a mistake and not recognizing it earlier. Hopefully this didn't cause any issues. I don't think it would have. Like I said, I was just trying to be humorous. It was a bad attempt. It was shitty. I'm shitty for doing it. My bad. Hopefully y'all understand that, hey, we all fuck up every now and then. You just want to try to keep your fuck-ups to a minimum. And with that being said, I'm getting ready to fly to Illinois to go visit family and do a late Christmas. Go see one of my grandbabies for the first time. She was just born November 1st, Thea Rain. Love you, little girl. I can't wait to meet you. And so I'll see y'all next Tuesday still. Like I said, love you all. Please forgive me for my mistakes and my sins. I live in Sin City. It kind of just goes with the fucking territory. But I am sorry I did that. And like I said, nobody had to really tell me. I realized on my own. I was a little bit late. I understand. I know. But at least I'm a man enough to at least come out and say, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm not going to try not to fuck up again. Love you all. We still got a lot more rockin' and do bits in 2024 here. Happy New Year. God damn it, man. I hope everybody had a good one. And I'll talk to you all next Tuesday. Be cool. And remember, we still got more rockin' to do, bitch. I almost fucked that. I did fuck it up. Anyway, and night. Keep the butthole tight. Use lube.